Obviously, I said it's really hot outside, and I'm in Florida. I'm wearing a jacket because it's cold inside my house, and I don't like the cold temperature, so I wear my jacket too, so that way I feel warm a little bit. But if you are out there, go to the beach and enjoy yourself. Have fun this afternoon. So enjoy yourself out there. Hi, Chrissy. How are you?
Good. How are you, Miss Gigi?
I am doing well. Are you excited?
I am extremely excited.
So did you get some warm temperature where you are?
Well, yes, it's warm, but the funny thing is, it's windy, so it really don't matter. 'Cause it's still too
Oh,
cold.
oh no.
It's lower. It's like 57.
Oh,
I mean, compared to you, it's cold, but
yes. Very
with the
cold.
low wind added, it
Uh-huh.
feels a lot less than 57.
Okay.
But it's the sun is out.
Okay, good.
That's the only positive I got. The sun is out.
As long as you don't have snow, that's important. There's no snow. So want to make
No,
sure you're
it's
warm.
still early.
It's still early. You don't know. Okay.
It's still early.
It can happen.
Yep.
Well, we're so glad that you are here this afternoon. So today we're going to be talking about early literacy for toddlers. So last week we talked about the infants, how you talk to them, how you read to them, all the nice thing that you do with them when they're in the classroom with you. You want to make sure that you are explaining everything when you're changing the diapers for with the with the infants. You when you are
Mhm.
feeding them, you talk to them. Whatever you do with them, you want to make sure you're having the conversation with them in the
Talking.
classroom, talking. The goal is to
Yes.
talk, talk, talk. Go
Talk.
around, read to them, show them different letters, do everything that you can do with them in
Good.
the classroom. So that's the
Would you
goal.
put that?
For your toddlers, it's
Would you put
kind of
that?
the same because
Would
they
you?
are moving people, they're moving around, they are doing different things. So we're gonna be talking about different things you could do with your toddlers as well. I am not gonna read a book like I always do, but again, you want to make sure that you have a book for your toddlers. That book you can read that every single day. You don't have to change, or you could just read that as long as they get used to it. With your toddlers, the more you do an activity, the more they're gonna learn from it. They're gonna find a different way to adapt to the activity that you're gonna be doing with them. Today, I'm gonna be showing you another way to teach them the alphabet because they need to know some of the letters, not focusing so much on the 26 letters of the alphabet because I've seen that where you do 26 letters with them. They don't need to know 26 of them. Just do two or one for the week because they still have time to learn about the alphabet. So you do the letter sounds, you sing the songs with them, the alphabet song. Sounds, you make the sounds, the animal, you make the animal sounds. That way you can help them in the classroom. So that's the goal we try to accomplish today to just make sure that you know and how to teach your toddlers. Also, a lot of sensory play. Earlier, I shared 3 videos about sensory plays, things you could do with them in the classroom. I'm going to continue doing that as long as I have time and also time to create the activities. I'm going to share more with you so that way you can do in the classroom with your toddlers because it's all activity based, it's all interactive, it's all sensory play. You want to make sure that they are playing, they are having fun, they are learning. But although they do learn through play, you want to make sure that you are that person to facilitate their learning. Is there anything you'd like to add to that, Christine?
Well, when it comes to the toddlers, it's almost similar to the babies. You also have to
Mm-hmm.
communicate. Watch what you are saying because this is the age where they start repeating.
Yes.
Watch what you are saying
Mm-hmm.
because they will humble you. They,
Yes.
they will start repeating when
Mm-hmm.
you're
Everything
not
you
supposed to.
say. Yeah.
Hmm.
This is also the age where you start spelling things because they can't, they don't know what you're saying if you spell. So I remember being in the
Yeah.
3-year-old classroom, we start spelling things. They didn't know what you're spelling. If I want to say something like we don't want them to know, we just start spelling it. They don't know that if you start spelling, but if you said the word, they heard it. There you go. connection.
Done for it.
Done for the day. So you want to be mindful of what you're saying around them. Yes, true. That's so true. Be mindful what you're saying around them. Be mindful what you do around them because they do it too. And you can watch them as they play in the housekeeping, whatever they see at home or they see somebody do, they'll do the same thing in the housekeeping.
Yes.
So,
even as a parent or teacher, your business is no longer personal business.
Yes.
If you do it or say it in front of them, it is everybody's business.
Everybody's business. They go back to the classroom with this. They do it. They're talking. They start telling you exactly what happened at home. That usually happen at age 3. They share everything. They overshare. So I remember with my threes, we'll talk more about that next week. I used to ask them a lot, like, is this something personal? Am I supposed to know about this? So they stop. But with the toddlers, again, is they start from that age where they start listening and then they start saying things that they heard. So you want to make sure that you be mindful how you talk.
My daughter, which is almost 2, she's in the repeating stage now. And then it is just speaking as a parent is happily annoying because I really have to watch what I say. Sometimes some of the words it is not the best. It would be very sad to see a 2-year-old start cursing because I used to also be a toddler teacher.
Yeah.
And then seeing 2-year-olds saying a bunch of curse words, and I know for sure that's something they get from the parents or at the house, the environment they are in, which is not necessarily the school because we are absolutely forbidden from it.
Yeah, curse words.
But you know for sure it is coming from home where the parents don't think that the kid, especially for like an 18-month-old or a 20-month-old, would be, but they're at the stage of repeating. They don't know what they're saying; they're just repeating it. Yeah. So that's where they start getting the language with communication with others, and then that's when other people can actually start pinpoint what they are actually saying. Yes. So it is important to be mindful. Yeah. That's all I got. What you saying? What we're saying around the little ones. Yeah, what you saying, what you do, how you do it, because they'll do it again. In the housekeeping. You see them with the babies, how they react with the baby. If there's somebody getting spanking at home, they start spanking the babies in the housekeeping. So again, they doing what they're seeing. So make sure you, as a toddler teacher, that you be mindful what you do around those little toddlers because their mind is like a sponge. Yes, everything fast. Sticks. Everything stick, and then they just repeat it at a different phase. Every time they make that connection, they repeat it. So this is why also it's so important that you read books with them. You're telling them stories. So today, a few things I want to read is that the way you teach your 1 to 2 year olds or older twos is that you want to make sure you focus on interactions. Also, repeat everything, repetitive. Also, sensory. We said sensory so many times. What does that do? It helps them build vocabulary, also communication skills. Again, this is why I said once you say something that they know, it makes that connection on their brain. There you go. They're gonna repeat it some type of form. They're gonna start saying it because they heard it. And then you repeat. Also, you read books with them. You sing a lot of songs. That's good. They're gonna remember. Rhyming with them, naming objects. This is why it's so important when they play in the dramatic play area, when they play in the blocks area, anywhere in the classroom that they play, you want to make sure that you're sitting there and you're telling them what they are because they're learning from you. Talking about the daily routines. So it's so important in your toddler classroom that you have picture schedule for them to see how when things are happening in the classroom gradually. So it's so important that you do that. You could use the current pictures, those who are in the classroom with you, so you can show them when mommy drop you off, this is what you do, this is the activity we're gonna be doing, and then this is when mommy come to pick you up, this is the time around that schedule that you have there for them. So it's important to keep up with the routine. Don't change your routine because if you change your routine, it's gonna be very chaotic for them. They're not gonna understand that. So you have to stay with it.
And also it helps them vocabulary skills as well as language and vocabulary development. The more you do something, the better it is for the brain development. When you talk about a story, you want to make sure you engage, you're alive. When you read to them, you change the reading aspect of it. Talk about what you are doing, what you're seeing. Kind of similar to the babies because when you have to change their diaper as well. So you want to make sure that you are talking to them, telling them exactly what you are doing when you are doing it. And then talk about their feelings doing chores, doing meals. You talk to them when you're walking. You're talking to them, tell them exactly what you're doing. If you're allowed to go outside to do a nature walk, I used to do nature walk with my 3 year olds. If you're allowed to go outside to do nature walk, or when they're on the playground, talk about everything that you see. I see a tree, I see a ball, I see a swing, I see whatever you see on the playground. You tell them, I see a leaf, I see the grass. You talk to them about that, they will know what the name of the object is. Again, naming game, help them to point on different objects. When you are at home with your little toddlers, you want to make sure you tell them what everything's are. This is a microwave. This is the table. This is the chair. This is the TV. This is the pantry where we put our food. This is a stop. Whatever you have in your classroom, you want to make sure that you tell them the name of, I mean, the at home or in the classroom, the name of everything. That's how they know. Or a chair, the table that's in the classroom, you want to tell them. Or if you have a whiteboard, you tell them the name of the whiteboard. This is why it's also very important in your classroom. You label everything, picture and names. They're not reading yet, but they need to know what the everything go. So important. It helps them organize. And you want to make sure you encourage them to repeat everything you think you heard them say. If they say mama, you say, oh, you want your mom? Mom is coming soon. Animal sound, when you read a book to them, you make the sounds. If you hear reading a book about dogs, you make the sound for the dog. Cats, you make the sound. Anything that you read to them, you make that connection to it for them to identify their animals. You can give them the animal toys where you ask them to say, what sound do they make? This is how they're going to learn how to read, making sounds, the letter sounds. So it's so important that you're doing that. Emotion, you want to make sure to label the emotions when you play. Also help them with stories when you're reading to talk about the emotions. How do you think the cat feel? How do you think the dog feel? Is the dog sad? Is the dog happy? How do you feel? Are you feeling happy? Are you feeling sad? So you're giving them the language that they need. Naming body parts. When you're taking a bath at home, talk about the eyes, the belly, the stomach. Talk about the arms, the fingers. Talk about the entire face. Teach them. At school, you can talk about the eyes. You have 2 eyes. You have a nose. You have a mouth. You have ears. Everything that you can see that's out, you're going to talk about that with them when you are at school doing diaper change. So those are the conversations you can have with them when you are changing their diapers. How do you feel right now? I see your eyes is, oh my goodness, your eyes is getting closed and closing. So are you gonna fall asleep? Are you sleepy? Are you tired? How do you feel? So those conversations you could have with them. When they cry, explain to them what's going on with their facial expression. Why are you crying? And then last week we said if you start talking to them when they cry, what the first thing they're gonna do is they're gonna stop crying. So don't let them stay there and cry the eyes out without you having the conversation with them. Those are missed opportunity. So you want to make sure seize every moment, seize every opportunity to have a conversation with them because they need that. It's so helpful because um, they start talking by that age. Like the 1 and 2 year old, they start talking, start saying a few words. When you giving them the vocabulary words that they need from the infant womb. Again, where does it start? In the infant womb. Talking, giving them language. So it's so important. So I'm gonna go on the board. We're gonna jot down a few ideas what you're supposed to be doing in your classroom, so that way you can use that in the classroom to support your toddlers because it's so important. Before I do that, I want to show you this because I wasn't gonna read the book. So I created this environmental prints. So you can create your own however you like. I did mine with food. You can do restaurant, you can do clothes, whatever you want to do. But this one is about food, food that are familiar with them. So as you can see here, I have grits, I have cinnamon sticks, I have Nutri-Grain, juice, Minute Maid. I have pancakes and sausage. I have the other snack they can eat in the classroom. I have pizza because those are the food that the toddler can eat. Well, most toddler can eat. So again, you can just create one like that for your classroom environment group points, and you can use this to teach them the alphabet. I see a letter G here. I see a P. I see S. I see N. So they need to see this in your toddler classroom. The not so much the 1 year old, the 2 and up should have something like this in the classroom they can see, something that can relate to their life. And you having a conversation with them so you can say, what do you eat at home? Which one do you eat? Can you point to the one that you eat at home? There's most likely one of them they'll eat at home. I don't have all the pictures on there. I'm still working on it. But again, you want to make sure that something that's familiar to them should be in the classroom as you teach them the alphabet. So they need to know. So that's why I wasn't going to read the book because I have this so I can share with you that what children eat matters. So you want to make sure that somewhere in the housekeeping or in the classroom for them to learn the letters. Any question about that one, Chrissy?
Um, no, no questions.
Okay.
The like I had said before, it's more like you have the teachers. It's more like you make books,
Mm.
homemade book, classroom made books, that you can read, and then the babies can go and sit and read it themselves. Pictures, and they know exactly what is happening even with this picture because it's also a routine, and they are a part of it. Yeah, they know exactly what is happening. Yeah. Yeah. So again, you can use that. Use the environmental points. So you can teach them. It could be about their restaurants. It could be about things that they see at home, their house, like you were saying, Chrissy. Yeah. So you use that. So we're gonna go on the board to talk about more. So when you read a book, you want to make sure that with the toddlers, you repeat everything. Again, you repeat. Your reading should be interactive. You read daily. I'm gonna say interactive reading. You should do that daily. You always reading a book to them. You do it daily, and then you allow them to turn the page with you because they're learning how to turn page. So teach them how to do that because that's a skill. If they for you, you could make them point to the pictures as you reading. This is the same way when you are reading the environmental points to them. You can make them do that. So allow them to point to pictures when you're reading and having fun with them next to you. You having fun with them, and then you read. You basically have to read with them. Read their way. You just have to read their own way. It's so important that you do that. Again, you sing songs. The last thing, second thing on there is that sing songs and also nursery rhymes. There's a lot of common nursery rhymes you can read with, you can sing with them. Itsy Bitsy Spider is one of them. You can sing that because that's catchy, and then remember. Yes, if you sing Itsy Bitsy Spider. Oh yeah, Bible Black Sheep, Paddock Paddock. There's some rhyming words in there. Itsy Bitsy Spider. So anything that's catchy, like the ABCs, you can sing with them. And the wheels on the bus, that's their favorite. Yep. Because they do the hand movement. It's also a hand movement. It's the hand movement. They doing this. So when the baby twinkle twinkle little star. Yeah, just to name a few. So again, look those up and have fun with them. It's all about having fun. There's no downtime in the toddler classroom. There's no downtime anywhere in the school. Um, don't be afraid to look silly. You think you look silly.
Oh yeah, no.
When they're having the best time of their life.
Yeah, there's no such thing as being silly. They love that when you're being silly with them. They love it. They love it, love it, love it. You can see them having fun. They laugh. So for your sensory play, you could do sand. Not so much water because I know over here in Florida, the water play has some requirements also of few protocol that you have to follow when you do water play with your children. So you can do sand, do a lot of sand play with them. So you do sand play, you could do water play, you could do Play-Doh, you could do Play-Doh. So that way they having fun. And then they're making the shapes when you do Play-Doh. They're making the shapes for you when you do Play-Doh. And you also help them to stay engaged when you're doing that. So it's so important that you're doing that. It's the engagement part of it. So I know that you said, Chris, you make homemade books for them. When you make the homemade books, there should be books about families because you're talking about their family, something that relate to their lives. You talk about their pets. You talking about again, cut out pictures that they can see of themselves because they need to know this is me. I belong in this classroom. And also, you just cut out pictures from magazine. I'm gonna say from magazine as well of children playing. So it's so important that you have pictures, magazines, and then for your letter exposure, like I posted today, that you can also do signs, different signs, or the magnetic letters that we have. You do signs, you use the toys, and then you could do magnetic letters. Give him a chance to put them in the magnetic board for you. Or you could write them and show them. Or cut them out like we've been purchasing from the dollar store. You could purchase those letters and then show it to them. And then teach them to use the whiteboard to put those letters in there. So it's so important that you are exposing them to letters because they need to know. Don't wait until they get to the 3-year-old classroom to expose them to letters. They need to know in the toddler classroom that this is a letter. And how do you start with the letters? You start with the first their name. You start with the name. If my name is Charlie, you start with C. C for Charlie. You repeat that every day. C for Charlie, C for Charlie, S for Samuel, J for John or Jimmy or Jason. You start with all those names. You start saying it. In the morning when you're doing your 5 minute circle time, because they're not gonna sit that long for you, you could say, if your name start with J, go here. If your name start with M, go here. If your name start with R, you start saying that over time, they will know their name start with that letter. I went to a 2-year-old classroom. They know their first letter of their first name. 2-year-old, they know. Because the teacher keeps saying that if your name start with J every morning, jump up and down. So they do it. They jump up and down. If your name start with M, jump up and down. So they know. And then she says, your name start with M? And the friends start collecting them and say, oh, your name start with M. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, you have to dance with us. So they start knowing. Sing the song with the first name. That way they can identify the letters. So important that they are identified. Start with the name. And then you have them trace it in the sand. You can have them trace them on the paper if they can. You show them how to do it. This is how you trace it. We're going around this way. You're talking to them how they're doing it. If it's C, this is how you do it. It's half a circle. You go around, around, and around. Just like this. You show them on the paper. Show them how to do it. Just like that. So it's important that they know letters. It's important that you're teaching them. It's important that they know a lot from the toddler womb. Again, we keep going back to the infant age. Early literacy start where? In the infant womb.
Okay.
It start from there. If they remember that that teacher used to talk to them a lot, she used to say, "This your name is Jason. It start with J, and then they start spelling the name. They're gonna toddler classroom. So it's so important that we're doing that. I'm going to share a few tips with you. There's a tip that toddler learn through repetition. So you read the same book and sing the same song multiple times. Follow their leads, focus on their interests. So now I've set everything in the classroom for them to play. They don't want to play there. What do? You follow them. You don't say, no, we don't have, this place is not open. That place is not open because it's not the time for that. You can't say that. You said, okay, you follow them wherever they want to play. And nothing should be closed in your classroom. Everything should be open and everything should be available to them. As you can see, when I did the activity earlier, I had everything that I need at the table. I didn't have to get up and go get the paint, get the bag, get this, get that. Everything was already there. And then it's the same way too. When you're in the classroom, your housekeeping should already be open. The food should already been there. The block should be already open. The shelf should be turned around. When you're doing circle time, it should be available for them to touch and manipulate with the object. So it's so important that you're doing that. So the last point or tips I want to share is that make it personal, relate stories to their own lives, also daily activities. Whatever you do, talk about their lives, talk about what they're doing in the classroom. Because the classroom belongs to them. I keep saying that, and people don't believe me. But the classroom belongs to them. You're just there to facilitate their learning. So just so you remember, it belongs to them. You are there to facilitate their learning. So important that you know that your job is to make sure that whoever those toddlers are leaving your classroom to go to the 3-year-old, they have a lot to learn from your classroom and take it with them to go to the 3-year-old classroom. Anything we like to add about that, Chrissy?
There's one word
Mm-hmm.
that comes to mind when you say facility and other stuff. I may have pronounced it wrong, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Scaffolding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, scaffolding.
When it comes to toddlers, that because they're
Mm-hmm.
very observant. So
Yeah.
that means they know a lot more
Mm-hmm.
than you think they do.
Yeah.
And then also one word we were really focusing on is also observation and know the babies.
Mm-hmm.
This also comes for toddlers too.
Yes.
Observation and know the toddlers. Some toddlers are way smarter than others. Some
Mm-hmm.
are. In order for you to know which one that need what, you
Mm-hmm.
need to do scaffolding and you need to observe.
Mm-hmm. You do.
And you need to do all of that. The observation doesn't stop in the baby room because well they
Mm-hmm.
already know how to walk, they already using sippy cup, they already doing all of this.
Yeah.
Yes, that's for the baby, but when it comes to the toddler,
Mm-hmm.
that's where you do scaffolding. That's where you start doing all those other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that also require observation and for you to know them as
Mm-hmm.
a toddler. So they already have their little personality. That's when all the personalities start shining. And then also the word no become very popular.
Yes, that's true.
The observation is different than it will in the baby room.
Mm-hmm.
But you also need to do it and to know the toddler. And that will also help the 3-year-old teacher too.
Mm-hmm.
And you can communicate with the 3-year-old teacher.
Yeah.
And by the end of the year, before they go to the 3-year-old class, some of the tools typically will be ready. And then by the end of the year, that's when you can start introduce them to the little stuff the stuff they will
Mm-hmm.
start doing in the 3-year-old classroom.
That's
That's where you
correct.
can start the potty training. Some of
Mm-hmm.
them may already start getting it now instead of waiting until they're fully 3.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right about that. And again, I want to say to piggyback on what you just said is that if they're in the infant classroom, we don't give them the language. How can they say they need to go use the potty in the 1 or 2-year-old classroom?
Yeah.
Think about that for a minute. Let's think about that for a minute now. How can they know what to say and when to say it if you don't give them the language that they need from the infant classroom to carry on to the toddler classroom or the 3-year-old classroom? Because what? They don't have the
That's
language.
the language.
It's important. This is why it's so
Mm-hmm.
important that You give him the language from the infant classroom. I need to go use the potty. Let's go use the potty. Let's go get your diaper change. When you say that to them, let's go get your diaper change. I'm gonna change you right now. Let's go get your diaper change from the infant womb. They know that I need to get my diaper change. When they one, you start saying, "Let's go use the potty. Let's go into the potty. Let's try the potty." Then they start knowing what when to say when they go to the 2-year-old classroom
Yes.
because you giving them the words that they need.
Yes.
So now you see why language is so important.
Even if it's one word they can repeat.
Mm-hmm.
Potty, potty,
Potty.
potty.
Let's potty.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know
Say
it.
potty. And some of them are
Mm-hmm.
start to know when they use the potty. You'll be
Mm-hmm.
surprised they will tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I poop?
Yeah,
I
I
poop?
poop. Yeah.
Living experience, I am dealing with that now.
Yeah, they start saying it. Even though they do it, they said after they did it, but at least they
Yes,
say it.
they will let you know they do.
At least they'll
When,
say it. So that's
yes.
important. That language, that vocabulary was so important.
Mm-hmm.
The read aloud to them, the taking the time to get to know them, the
Know them.
observation is important
Yes.
because you need to know what to teach them. How do you know what a child know when they're in the 2-year-old if you never do an observation?
Yeah.
Someone
And
answer that question in the chat. Answer that question, please. If you see the video, answer that question. How do you know? Go ahead, Chrissy.
yeah, some of them will also let you know, and there are parents that also work with their kids at home,
Yeah.
especially around that age. All
Mm-hmm.
the kids are in different levels at
Yes.
this age. It's, as a baby, we all blended in one. But
Mm-hmm.
as they're getting older, you can start differentiate. Okay, this baby needs more help. This baby is fully independent. That
Mm-hmm.
child is somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
But in order for you to know where each child fall under, this
Mm-hmm.
is where you have to know them individually and their little personality.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also assessment that you need to do for paperwork observation that need to send out to where they need to go. You
Mm-hmm.
have to do this. And then there are some toddlers that's really bad at taking tests.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My kids were terrible at it.
Taking the test. Yeah.
Yes, they were terrible. But I know them as a teacher, like, okay, I know you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, when you're doing the test, it's like, okay, whatever I ask you to do now, that's what I will count.
Mm-hmm.
But this is where you know as a teacher, okay, I know this child can do this.
Mm-hmm.
As a toddler, you know they can do it. But when it comes for you where you have to mark it in the test, it's just like, okay, you can't do it because the time I need you to do it, you didn't
Mm-hmm.
do it. But this
Yeah.
is where you come in, okay, I need to work with that child when it comes to confidence.
Yeah. That's true.
All of that is little things you need to pick up. Yes, I know you can do it, but I need you to be confident that you can
You
do
can
it.
do it.
And you will see the difference.
Mm-hmm.
They won't be shy because you ask them, where's your head? Because the moment you put them on the spotlight, they can
Yeah.
sense it. It's not just you playing with me now. Now
Mm-hmm.
this is serious. They can sense it.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Yes,
This is why
yes.
some of the parents will come say they know the stuff. Why when you ask the question they don't do it. They know it. They can do it at home. They can sing it. They can do it because when they're at home, this is their safe pace.
This,
This
yes,
they're in
their
a
safe
safe
space.
place. So they there with the families, the people that they know they used to. Of course they're gonna do it more than they do it in the classroom because what? This is my mom. She's not gonna
Yes.
judge me. This you a teacher, you a stranger.
And this is you as a teacher where you need to put, this is where you can be a little bit childish
Mm-hmm.
where it matter. So that way they know like, oh, I don't have to be intimidated by that person. Yes, they're
Yeah.
bigger than me, but they also play with me too. This is where
Mm-hmm.
you come and play with the kid. This is where you sit. You
Mm-hmm.
sit down on the floor with the toddler because those babies, they can be super judgmental before you know it. Okay. They will have a full blown tantrum
Yes.
when their parent dropped them off if they don't like you.
Yes, that's
They will
true.
have a full blown tantrum.
That's babies. So they don't know you, strangers. They if you're not
Yep.
smiling, you're not even if you're smiling, sometimes they don't
They,
They're still
They look at you
shy.
weird.
Yeah, looking like, who are you?
Yeah, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
They'll look at you weird.
Why are you
But
watching me?
you still have to give them like the little genuine smile
Mm-hmm.
that life's gonna be okay over here. Over here, when I come in, I know Miss Cece know me. I know Miss Cece know when I'm mad. She
Yeah.
give me language. Even
Mm-hmm.
when you say like you mad,
Yeah.
give them the word what the
Mm-hmm.
feeling that they're having.
Yeah, that's true. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this with my own personal kids, my last baby. We would take family pictures. The lady was like smiling with her, over smile to get her to smile. She just stayed like this the entire time.
She'll look at you like you're crazy.
So like, should I smile? Should I not smile? I said, okay, go ahead, baby, smile, smile, have fun. And then she started smiling. He said, oh, so you're waiting for mom's approval? I
Yeah.
was like, of course she doesn't know you, so she has to smile when I ask her to smile. So is that's what those babies do. They looking to see for who do I like for approval. Do I want to smile for you? Do I want to be comfortable with you? But they read you first. They need to know you.
Mm-hmm.
So again, they need to know you. So as a toddler teacher, just be aware that your job is again just like the infant is very important. What you do in the classroom is important. How you support them important, and how you transition them is very important as well. So make sure that every little we have here, you are doing that with them before they transition to the 3-year-old classroom because that's gonna continue in the 3-year-old classroom. And then they go to VPK, and before they go to kindergarten, they can be kindergarten ready. So you want to be mindful of that. What you do today matters for tomorrow. So all
Absolutely.
everything that you're giving them matters. Everything you do for them matters. So you want to make sure that you are incorporating everything you need to incorporate to support their language skills, cognitive skills, social emotional skills, because you need to give them those skills when they go to the 3-year classroom. That way they can um, have more knowledge, more brain development, more connections, and that way within the class, the 3-year class, and then a struggle or the VPK, because again, we could going back. That's where the
Baby.
babies, all to the babies. So that's
Mhm.
why we did this theme this month. That way you can see we're talking about the early literacy as well as the books, the book that you're reading to them, the activities that you have with them in the classroom. Those are important. So you don't want to choose something that's not age appropriate. You want to choose things that are age appropriate, how you support them. So again, as you're watching the videos, leave your comments, subscribe to the page so you can see more because we're going to present more activities like that. We still have 2 more weeks to go with this theme so that way you can watch more to support your students in the classroom, even your children at home, things you could do with them because this page is not only for teachers or directors, it's for parents as well. So come in there, join to see what you can do at home to support your child because um, education starts at home, right or wrong. It starts at home. Your child first teacher is the parent. So you want to make sure that you're giving them everything they need so that way they can have to be more knowledgeable when they go in the 3-year classroom or the toddler classroom, the threes and the VPK classroom. And the confident that we just talked about. So for you teachers, don't forget to do your observation in the classroom. That way you can teach them better. Anything you want to add, Chrissy, before we close?
Let's see. I also used to be a toddler teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I know it can be a lot
Mm-hmm.
because that's when the sink is in their eye level, is in their level. So
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to get them away from the sink. The potties is at their level.
Big
It's hard to
touch.
get them out of there. And mealtime, that's when they start using open cup. Mealtime is
Mm-hmm.
a disaster. Like I understand the frustration that comes with being a toddler teacher. It's not a work in the park.
Yeah.
It's not for the weak. Just
Yes.
like the babies, it's not for the weak.
No.
The toddlers are not for the weak either. I hear you. I understand the daily struggle.
Yeah.
You also have to keep in mind we're also doing it for the babies to see them flourish, to see them become. When they are the 3-year-old teacher can be like, "Oh my God, I know this child, how do they so good? Like they're how they train like that makes you feel good as a teacher because you know like yeah, I did that.
I did that. Yeah.
It gives you confidence for the next round
Next
of
class.
toddlers because you know what you're doing is important, and you're also helping the next teacher that they're going to. Yeah. And your job is important. If nobody tell you if you add their toddler teacher, I understand. I understand. But is that you go in there? Is that you are consistent? Because they need that. Is that you're consistent, you go in there, you matter. They see you. I see you. I can hear you when you go to the bathroom, pull your hair out. I know. So true. That's true. Yes. Yes, you are important. Yes, it's a lot, but you can do it. Yes, you can. With that, thank you for sharing that, Chrissy. It's so important too. Yes, you can do it. Yes. And again, I always say this to teachers is that you are raising or teaching the next generation, future lawyers, doctors, judges, and whatever profession they choose, they're gonna be replacing us. So do it with the care, do it with the love, and when you do it like that, they're gonna remember you. So children always remember their preschool teachers and kindergarten because we are the caring group of individuals who support children to grow. So they're gonna remember you because you helped them a lot. You took the time to help them. So don't be mindful of that. Career choice is important because they're gonna have to replace us. So we're not gonna be here forever. And let's just imagine in our old days, and then the person that's a doctor, because there's always going to be a couple kids that stay, their name, their face will stay on her head. Where if you ended up going to the hospital, God forbid, that's what how you used to teach. You can even tell them stories of how they used to be as a baby that the parent doesn't know. Yeah. While they're taking care of you. That's or true. If you end up in a nursing home, the CNAs, you might ended up with one of them that you had as a child. Yeah. You want them to have good memories of you. And you want to have good memories of them. Like, yes, I know this child was a challenging one, but when they had mastered that potty training, yes, I cannot stop them. Yeah, you praise them. Yeah. So again, we have to be caring and also supporting them developmentally for them to grow. Yes. So it's so important. Again, we just encourage you, do what you do it with the love and the care, and we do admire what you do. It's not an easy job teaching young kids, but we know that you can do it. You have the love, you have the passion, you have the drive to do better. So we want to make sure we commend you for what you do and keep doing what you're doing. We're doing amazing. So you're great. And it's probably late, but also happy Teacher Appreciation Week. Yes, happy Teacher Appreciation Week. I forgot. That was last week. I know. I listen. I used to work at the daycare before I stay home. I know what you are doing is important. I know there are some parents that do not understand. Yes. And they don't make you feel appreciated. I and Miss Gigi appreciate you all from the bottom of our heart. So even though some teachers may think you're not a teacher, it's just a daycare, which different story. But you're doing an amazing work. You are all appreciated. Yes, you are. We admire you. Not just the early care, we admire all of you because as they get older, it could be a little bit challenging. So if you are in the early care, elementary school, middle school, and college, um, you admire. Everybody admire what you do. The courage for to doing what you do. Yeah, it's different. But again, our job is from the early care, so we appreciate you because we're the one who make the kids grow developmentally. So we help them grow before they can get to your classroom. So again, we all of you appreciate it because we are parents as well. I am a parent as well, so we want to make sure that
we acknowledge you. So hope you had something nice from your principal or from your director this week, or from the parents that they're showing you that they care for you. So again, want to make sure that we said that. So with that said, again, if you have not done so, please don't forget to purchase my daughter's book, Naisha's Journey. Next time we meet, I will read something from the back of the book, talking about the dedication to the book, about my daughter, so that way you know why I wrote the book and why it's so important to get a copy for your classroom, your daycare center, so that way teachers can read that with the children, so that way they can be aware of children with special needs. Again, it's Naisha's Journey, and the picture of her in the back, progression as she was getting older. And again, don't forget to get your copy. Summer is coming. We are in May. I know most of you are going to be traveling. Get your copy. Take that with you. Give them some activities they can do to keep them busy during the summer months. And then as you're traveling as well, if you have a book like this, it will help them a lot to stay engaged and also keep up with the learning that they learn throughout the year. That way they don't lose anything. They come back to school in August. This is 3 to 3 plus, but if you have a child who's still behind with the language, they can use this book as well. It doesn't have to be just for 3 plus. It could be up to 10 years old if they need some support with a lot of early literacy. So and math. So this is everything on here. So get your copy, take that with you. Again, it's on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, as well as Etsy. So if you go to Etsy, you can request a copy per pay for it, and I will ship it to you. I do have a lot of copies here at my house, so don't forget to get your copy. There's a picture of me on the back. And also I use this book for my student because I am a tutor as well. So I tutor my student here who needs support with a lot of sight words as well as reading and language. So get your copy. And if you need a tutor, I am your girl. I can help your child read and reading with confidence. So again, with that said, I want to say if you have seen the video, please don't forget to subscribe and like the video, leave a comment, anything that you would like to see as we are creating more videos, more content. Share with your friends, share with your teachers, directors, and make sure that they are aware and how to teach the children in the classroom. So with that said, I want to say I will see you in the next video. See you next Saturday as we're talking more about the preschoolers. So I'm gonna say bye for now, friends. See you later. Bye, Chrissy.
Hi, everybody, and happy Mother's Day.
Oh yes, happy Mother's Day and a happy Heritage Month for the Haitians.
Heritage Month.
I forgot to acknowledge that. And May 18th is Haitian Flag Day. So yes, it's May 18th. That's next week.
Oh,
so I make sure I have my flag back there so you can see. And I read a few quotes about Haitian Flag Day, so that way you'll know more about Haitians and stuff. So see you in the next video, friends. Bye for now.
Bye. Oh, I like that.
What?